What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today's video is the first time I've been speaking to you since the European Championships. The reason for this is because I wanted to kind of do I wasn't sure if I wanted to do kind of a meet recap or a kind of recap on the competition or not, or I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that, or I wasn't sure I just wanted to kind of keep creating content and it wasn't to do with that. I wasn't really sure, and I thought, I'm going to try and let it sink in a little bit and kind of come to terms with the performance in the day before I maybe did a recap or spoke about it. But not really came to terms with the day. It doesn't really feel. It's a weird feeling. It doesn't really feel like it actually happened. It's weird that you can spend years of your life. Literally, the first time I competed was when I was 18. So that was in 2013. It was the first time I competed, I believe, and right from the kind of the goal, my goal was to do something relatively big in powerlifting. I had no real reason to believe that I would be able to do something really that big, and I can't tell you why. I just thought that I would. I then came over from the BDFPA to the GBPF, and I competed in my first Scottish powerlifting competition, and I did that to get the qualifying total for the British, and since then my goal was, I wanted to be a European and a world champion. They were the kind of two primary goals, and to spend literally years, so I obviously last year, all of last year, I got the silver medal at the European Championships last year. I was British champion last year. The year before that I was British champion. So literally, pretty much exactly 2 years of my first competition GBPF to now. Now I know 2 years might not seem like a whole lot in the grand schemes of competing in your first full power competition at GBPF. I'd had two previous to that in the BDFPA. To winning your first European title might not seem like a lot, but to spend literally 2 years of your life, completely and utterly obsessed by a moment, and there almost really hasn't been a single day of my life that has went past where I've not kind of, fantasized and dreamed and thought about, and tried to imagine myself winning the European Championships, because I believe that I wanted to be European and world champion, but I believed that the steps in order to be world champion, I had to be British champion, I had to be European champion, I had to be world champion, and to spend years fantasizing about it and thinking about it every single day and just obsessing over it and really giving your absolutely everything to it, and I know I'm only young, I have a whole life to live. And who knows what I'll be in 10 years, but like my coach Ben Rice says, all we have to decide to do with the time that is given to us. I probably completely butchered that quote, but basically in a nutshell, all we can decide to do with the time that is given to us is all we can decide to do, and what I've decided to do is to be as good a powerlifter as I'm able to be right now. And for 2 years, to literally give everything to it and to dream about it, and it literally be a dream, for it to finally happen. I thought I would be ready for it, and I thought that I would be take it in my stride, but it kind of really kind of knocked me for a few. I don't know how to describe it. It almost doesn't feel like it's real, but then it also feels like about time. I've been ready. I feel I've been ready for a while, and it's about time that I kind of stepped up to the plate and did what I was capable of and wanted to do. So it's kind of a mixture of a few feelings, and if you watch the European Championships, I am a very quite an eccentric person, I would say, and how I'm feeling is very apparent. it can be quite obvious how I'm feeling, and obviously, after my squat attempt, the third attempt, the way I kind of celebrated and the way I celebrated my bench attempt, I would have expected to do the same after my deadlift, but after pulling my third deadlift and seeing 3 white lights, I just was completely and utterly overwhelmed, to the point of tears, and I didn't even celebrate after pulling it. I did celebrate afterwards at night, but it was a weird feeling. It was literally a perfect day, to go 9 for 9, 27 white lights, and to break the European record in the squat, which is again just mind blowing. That something that I've dreamed about doing actually came true, and to break the British record and everything, and to get the gold medal and everything, and it's a weird feeling, and one thing that I really want to cannot stress enough is I can't really, and I said this when people have asked, like Scottish powerlifting stuff have asked to interview me, I can't really take all the credit. It doesn't belong to me. There's so many people that are in the background that have really made this happen. My osteopath, Guy Murray, who I've been with for going to see it for almost just under a year now. And the Suzette McCabe for giving me sports massages. Those two, this is the first competition I've ever done where I was healthy throughout the whole training cycle and also healthy in the day, no niggles, no injuries, no nothing, which is a first time ever. I'm pain free everywhere, which is again, a first in mental. Without them I wouldn't be able to recover the way I do, I wouldn't be able to train the way I do, my coach Ben Rice, who has done my programming for over 2 years now. It's like 2 years and 5 or 6 weeks. It is, which is like 110 weeks. It is his support and friendship, and it has been, unbelievable, and has really helped me a lot. And more than just being a powerlifter, and more than just programming. His programming is done wonders and worked really, really well, but just him as a human being, and him being in my corner, is helped. I just would not be in this position without him. On the day, the head GB coach Lawrence James, again, our strength coach Farcom, or Farcombe, however you say it, which is what he is all over our social media. He has handed me the World Championships last year, he handed me the British Championships last year, and he handed me at the European Championships this year, and again, his support and his game day handling, in my opinion, he is the best game day handler on the planet, bar none, the best attempt selector and best game day handler on the planet. Again, without him, it just wouldn't have been possible. His support and his belief and his help and on the day was just mind blowing. Second to none, and it has been over the past few competitions. And Ronnie Simpson, who's someone I look up to, who's a mentor to me and also did hypnotherapy with me. Something that I have struggled with every competition of my life is puking on competition day. I have not been able to keep food or water down for a long, long time. At the British Championships last year, I lifted on a pretty much empty stomach, with just some water sipping throughout the day. I spent, before warming up, a good 15 minutes, right before warming up, just puking my guts up due to nerves. Did it at the World Championships, did it at the European Championships last year. This European Championships, I didn't puke once, didn't feel sick once, didn't feel nauseous once, nothing. It has hypnosis and, just reinforcing positive mental attitude really, really worked at wonders. And again, couldn't have done it without him, and again, Outcast Barbell Sanctuary, Andrew Kearney and all the boys, again, that gym is the difference between the British Championships last year and me competing in the European Championships this year. It's not very often I come across people that I click with, in the sense of, you know, outside of, you know, my business, because obviously my business, everyone's, you know, are all powerlifters and athletes and whatnot, but, you know, in everyday life, how many people do you come across that you really connect with on a kind of good level, you know, and they're all just such, you know, great people, and the support that they've given me again is just is unbelievable, you know, absolutely unbelievable, the support, you know, just totally unbelievable, the support, and the equipment is second to none. The way Andy supports everyone in the gym, he's the owner, and the, you know, the equipment he has for everyone is just unbelievable, you know, and they just really are a family, you know. And again, they turn almost every single session I've had since the British into a really enjoyable one, and I've just loved it, you know. Again, to my friends and family, I'm not going to go through everybody, but, you know, you know who you are, who is important to me. You know, again, to support a really weird obsession and hobby, and genuinely support it is, again, you know, goes a long way, you know. And I just, you know, I wasn't sure what I wanted this video to be. I have no plan, you know. I'm not someone that really plans stuff. You know, I'm just off the cuff, and this is what kind of came to fruition, you know. I'm just really pleased with how things went. It's insane. And, you know, to all of you who's watched this, you know, I started this channel back in like 2014, late 2013, very early 2014, you know. And, you know, watch back, I was just a young dude that wasn't very strong, you know, at all, you know, lifted very mediocre weights, and was, in my opinion, a little bit confused about himself and confused about life in general, and confused about, you know, the path that he's trying to live. But, you know, he trusted, it, you know, just keep doing what you love and it'll work out. And, you know, so far it has, you know. And there's a long way to go, and, you know, there's a lot of ups and downs from now, you know. There definitely is. That, you know, yeah, it's just weird to see what's going on. And, you know, I think that, you know, you could probably take some motivation from it, you know, that just some regular ass dude that has nothing special about him and doesn't come from anything special, or, you know, doesn't come from royalty or anything, you know. It's just a normal dude with the same advantages and disadvantages that everyone else that lives in Glasgow has. And, you know, I've went from nothing in powerlifting to, you know, finally, you know, starting to achieve some stuff, you know, which is cool. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop this video here. I'd like to thank you all for following for many years. You know, the people that still comment and whatnot, you know, you are people that followed for years and years and years. And, you know, you are probably surprised as I am that this has turned into this. But I'm not surprised, because it's what I always believed that I was able to do. And I knew it was going to happen. It's just weird that it's finally, you know, now happening. But, you know, thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone that's done this. You know, thank you to all of my athletes, or anyone that's been an athlete, that allows me to, that's improved the quality of my life, through, you know, my business doing better and better, you know. And, you know, I take a lot of motivation from my athletes, and I get a lot of enjoyment from my athletes, and a lot of pride. And it means a lot, you know, to everyone that's ever been an athlete or is currently an athlete. You know, your friendship and your support and your belief and trust in myself is awesome. Yeah, so I'm going to end this here. Probably no one's watching this far anyway. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you in the next video.